All Blacks coach Steve Hansen issues open advice for dropped pair Scott Barrett and Ardie Savea. Steve Hansen is calling on Scott Barrett and Ardie Savea to muscle up at tackle time if they are to restore their All Blacks spots. The two forwards were demoted ahead Saturday's test against France in Paris, lock Barrett to the reserves bench and flanker Savea out of the match day 23. Hansen is more transparent than most coaches when it comes to explaining selections and had no problem revealing where the duo, who share 36 tests between them, need to improve. "We're working hard on Scooter's defense," Hansen said of Barrett, who is replaced by Crusaders teammate Luke Romano. "He's missing the odd tackle from time to time, so we just think Luke's up for this one." Hansen said Savea's form hasn't matched that of Matt Todd's, who is on the bench as backup for first-choice open side flanker Sam Cane. The 24-year Hurricanes dynamo has suffered for not having played enough big minutes in recent months, Hansen added. "It showed on the field, where a stauncher approach to the tackle was required. He's got to get more physical in the tackle. He's a bit of a scragger there," Hansen said. "He doesn't miss tackles. I'd just like to see him more physical in the tackle and get the odd turnover." 5 chief talking points for the All Blacks test against France in Paris. It's the All Blacks v France, so anything can happen, right? Actually, not so right. That might have been true once, but the record book suggests Steve Hansen's world champs should kick off their November test schedule with a victory at Stade de France on Sunday morning, NZT. The All Blacks have, after all, won their last 10 straight against France, and 17 of their last 19. Sure, Les Bleus have often proven a tough foe in World Cups over the years, but you have to go all the way back to 2000, 42-33 in Marseille, to find their last home victory over the New Zealanders. Throw in a green French lineup, said to be down 19 injured contenders, with 4 debutants, a backline bereft of experience and a halves combination with just 3 tests between them, and you can understand why pessimism has abounded among the home media corps this week. Here, then, are 5 chief talking points for the All Blacks heading into what they hope will be a bounce-back test victory after their Brisbane debacle. Big chance for Naholo. Naholo is coming to the end of his 3rd season as an All Black, but chances have not exactly abounded for the Fijian flyer in arguably the most competitive position in New Zealand rugby. But they are about to. The 26-year-old world-class finisher will likely get 3 straight test starts to round out his year, and this is his big chance to remind Steve Hansen of his class and ability to perform in the big arena. He would be wise to make the most of this opportunity, starting in this test, because there is a heap of talent to come back into the back 3. This was what Hansen said before the test. "Zake has been someone we've had a lot of confidence in. He's a little like Ben Smith. When he first started, he probably didn't believe in himself enough. He is going to get plenty of opportunity on this tour to grow that, and if he can grow that self-belief, we'll see the real Zake. Can Fifita fire?" This test is also a big chance for Via Fifita in the ultra-competitive No. 6 jersey, and probably an unexpected one with Liam Squire picking up an illness this week. The All Blacks coaches have not hesitated in labeling it Fifita's biggest test to date. He has only played 3, not so much because he's under any pressure for his spot in the squad, but because it's a great chance for him to prove he belongs at the highest level of the game. There is no doubting the 25-year-old's athleticism or potential. But he has looked decidedly raw through his first season of test footy. He has been around the All Blacks for a while now, and it's at this stage the coaches look for signs that he is taking on board the things they're telling him about his game. Yes, he can run like a back. But can he tackle, hit rucks, and carry in tight like a No. 6? Let's see. Better than Brisbane. Look, the All Blacks' last outing was a shocker, going down to the Wallabies in Brisbane in a sloppy performance where they looked a little like they turned up just expecting to win. We need to see a bounce-back factor this test. We need to see more urgency, a more coherent game plan, and better decision-making and execution. The forecast is for rain in Paris on game day. So, again, can the All Blacks factor the conditions into their style? They are playing a French team that is inexperienced and down on confidence. They must not let them build hope and belief. The All Blacks have had 3 weeks to stew on Brisbane, and this will be their response. You would like to think it will be an emphatic one. Already this year they have lost twice. Another defeat on this tour would morph an average sort of year into a decidedly poor one. They just have to be better than Brisbane. Statement time. If there are 2 All Blacks who seem to inspire more than their fair share of critics, they are probably Beauden Barrett and Sonny Bill Williams. Both, at their best, are world-class operators, though both have spent a little bit of time this season just under their own personally high standards. How good would it be to see Barrett and SBW stamp their mark on this Northern Tour, starting against a French side that might just be ripe for the plucking? A firing Barrett is without peer in the modern game. He has vision, speed, a superb tactical kicking game, is robust, a decent tackler, and his instincts are unmatched. You get the feeling that one breakout would have him back in the groove. Williams has been solid defensively this season, but hasn't got things flowing on attack. The midfield have been more shifters than line breakers. Be good to change that a little today. Which French team shows up? For the sake of the match, you hope the good one. But there has to be major doubts. They have a ton of injuries, and Coach Guinov's sends out a pretty inexperienced lineup, including a raw halves combination of 20-year-old Antoine Dupont and 21-year-old Anthony Belleau. 5 of the French backline have had 5 tests or fewer, and 2 of their pack are making their test debuts, as well as Belleau and midfielder Geoffrey Meru. Remember, they've only won 2 of their last 19 tests against the All Blacks, and you have to think that a positive start is a necessity. But sometimes, just sometimes, the French can find order in chaos. It's the one thing that will make the All Blacks just a little wary heading into this one. That and the Armistice Day factor.